Students, welcome to my YouTube channel Concept Clear with a new video. Today I'm going to make a video how to find out minimum delay constraint expression for pulsed latch sequential circuits. So we'll discuss and we'll see how to derive that contamination delay of that combination logic so that you will not get any output error at the second stage of the sequential circuits. Let's go to the topic. As you can see here, this is a uh, block diagram of pulsed latch sequential circuits. Here one latch L1 is given, for which the input D1 is given and the clock signal 5P pulsed clock signals. The output of L1 latch is Q1, then that is given to the combination logic and we are getting output D2. That will be given input to the second stage latch L2, which is also given the same pulse signal 5P. Now we'll get the output Q2. Again Q2 will be given to the next stage, like that the same thing will be repeated. So already I have done the pulsed latch clock signal 5P, the first output Q1, then D2. Now when the clock signal will come, the edge is coming. Since latch it is, so it will operate on level, but for calculation we are taking the edge. So now whenever D1 given to the L1, after some delay you will get output Q1. When the Q1 will start changing, or when it will start to give the output, from clock to that output is known as contamination delay, clock to Q. So this is your TCCQ. Again that Q1 is given as input to the combinational logic. Similarly, combinational logic will take some delay to give the output. So the amount of delay it is taking to give the output or to start changing the output is known as contamination delay. This is TCCD. So after that, this is the D2. Then after some time D2 will be settled. Then that D2 should be settled or ready before the positive level of the latch L2. As you can see that it is correct. So it is stable now. Now D2 can be given input to the latch L2. Now we'll see in the second pulse what will be occur in latch L1 and latch L2. When the second pulse is coming, this pulse is coming, so what will do, same latch L1 will try to transfer the next D1 to new Q1. It will take a new D1 and it will form a new Q1, which I am representing as Q1 dash. Then that Q1 dash will be given to the combinational logic and it will create a new D2, that is I am giving D2 dash. So now whenever it is creating new D2 dash, the new D2 dash will overtake the old D2. If I am considering this is my old D2, this is new D2, till the old D2 is coming, till the new D2 is coming. Now up here the new D2 will come. So up to this point the old D2 will be exist. After that new D2 will take over. That means here the new D2 is changing, means this will be take over. And up to that what time? Then it will be constant. So this is up to here, this part is your old and this part is coming new. Now the problem will be here. We know that latch will satisfy the setup and hold time in the falling edge. For flip-flop, the setup and hold time will satisfy in the rising edge, whereas in latch, the setup and hold time must be satisfied in the falling edge. Now, if you are taking this is the falling edge, so before that, let us consider this is your setup time, TS. Now, before this, the data D2 is constant, so we don't have any issue. Now, coming to the hold time, if your hold time is this much, then this much time the data D2 must be constant. But if you'll see, according to our explanation, we are getting that at this point the new D2 is coming and it is changing the old D2 value, and here we are getting the data is changing. That means the data is not constant with respect to the whole time. It is violating the whole time. So the latch L2 will not give a proper output. The output will have some error. Then how we can solve it? So see here, when this clock is coming from here to here, what we are getting? TCCQ, because when this positive edge is coming, a new Q1 will come, that is Q1 dash, so that delay will be known as TCCQ. Then that will be given to the combination logic. It is also forming a new D2 dash. This delay is known as TCD. Now this TCCQ plus TCD we are getting at this time, but whole time of this latch 2 we are getting more. So either we have to decrease the whole time, or we have to increase the contamination delay of the combination logic. So to decrease the whole time of the latch is difficult, so we can increase the contamination delay of the combination logic. So by anything, if I am making the input to change, sorry, the D2 to change at this time, that means by increasing the contamination delay up to this, then the whole time violation will not occur and will get a proper output at the Q2. If you are getting here the contamination delay, then this is your whole time T hold. Now the T hold must be less than the delay, or I can say that TCCQ plus TCD is the total delay. If you are taking these cycles from this point, TCCQ TCD total delay, and in this way if you will see, this is what TPD pulse width plus whole time. This pulse width plus whole time should be less than this value, or TCCQ plus TCD should be greater than equal to T pulse width plus T hold. Then what will be TCD? TCD should be greater than equal to T hold minus TCCQ plus T pulse width. If your pulse based sequential circuits is satisfying this equation, that means the contamination delay of the combination logic circuits is greater than this value, then there will be no error at the output of latch L2. That means for the second stage Q2 you will not get any error, and this expression is known as minimum delay constraint of pulsed based sequential circuits. Okay, I hope you understand this explanation. If any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.